Well, welcome back, everybody. We're going to hear from fourth graders and more and all kinds of things. And so there's a theme that runs through all of their selections along those lines, and it's really it's a very interesting group of selections. And the other thing I really like is that together as a class, they've all memorized Psalm 18, right? Psalm 18. So they each go in sequence. Actually, it'd be fun just to hear everybody on stage just run through it, but I probably won't do that now. But I think we're ready to go. Another reminder: if we're gonna go through all the fourth graders, and then we're gonna take a break. Then we'll run through all the fifth graders, and we'll have another break, and then all the sixth graders, and then we'll be so if you need to get up for a reason, we just ask that you would wait until a student is finished, and then go out. And also, when you come back in, if you would wait until a student's finished so that they don't have the additional distraction of minutes while they are speaking. And those of you not familiar with this building, the restrooms are through that door over there. And with that, I think we're ready to begin.
Emily Whitney, 4th grade, The Star-Spangled Banner by Francis Scott Key. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Whose broad stripes and bright stars were pale as white, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed? The rockets by flare, the bombs bursting in air, they proved that a night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wait, the land of the free and the home of the brave. On the shore, lily seen through the mist of the dew, where the foe's hardy host and dread signs of poses. What is that which the breeze of the towering steep, as it fearfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines in the stream. And the Star-Spangled Banner, triumph shall wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. And where is that band who so proudly swore that the havoc of war and battle's confusion, a home and a country shall leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge can save the Highland enslaved from the terror of fight or the gloom of the grave. Oh, thus be it ever when freemen shall stand between their loved homes and war's desolation. Lest with victory and peace may the heaven rescue men, whose pride thou hast made and preserved us a nation. And conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, and God is our trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Psalm 18, verses 1 through 2. How I love you, Lord, you are my defender. The Lord is my protector, he is my strong fortress. My God is my protection, and with him I am safe. He protects me like a shield, he defends me and keeps me safe. Thank you. My country is of thee, by Samuel Francis Smith. My country is of thee, you are the liberty, to thee we sing, long may our land be bright. Land of my father's side, and of the heroes fight, under mountains light, that fear me. The native country lead, and the middle tree. Thy name I love, I love thy rocks and walls, thy woods and temple hills, my heart with rapture thrills, like thy love. Thy music swelling of praise, 18, verses 3 through 5. I called to the Lord, and he saves me from my enemies. Praise the Lord. The danger of death was all around me. The midst of destruction were over me. You guys can start. 4th grade. Oh, should I say, by Henry Wadsworth. Thou too, sail on. Oh, should I say, sail on, Union, strong, great, manatee with all the fears, with all the hopes and tears, and hang above us on my faith, we no master break the keel, but working not the words of steel, and who made each mast and sail and rope, the animals ran by hands, and waited for shore. Or shake the anchors of thy hope, fear not, inside sound shock, taste the wave and not the rock, take the flapping with the sail, and not of it. It's by the rock and tempest shore, it's by the false light on the shore. Sail on, my fear, to the breast of the sea. Our hearts, our hopes, are all of thee. Our hearts, our hopes, our prayers, our tears, our trembles, or our fears, all of thee, all of thee. Psalm 16, verse 6. In my trouble I called to the Lord, I called to my God for help. And as simply whom we cried, he heard me. Emma Larson, 4th grade. Battle Hymn of the Republic of Your Cow, 1861. Mine eyes seen the glory of the coming Lord. He is trampling out the vintage with the river around us. Its hat has of his lightning of his terrible sword. His street is marching on. Lord, glory, hallelujah. Lord, glory, hallelujah. Lord, glory, hallelujah. His street is marching on. I've seen him watch the fires of the hundreds of them. They have built him an altar in the evening dew and dance. I can read his right descendants by the day of Friday. His day is marching on. I've read the fire gospel and the furniture system as he deals my commerce with you, my dress. But the hero born a woman, crushed the serpent. Since God is marching on. He sounded forth a trumpet, shone a reply retreat. He sifting men's heart before his judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soldier, and stir, be jubilant at my feet, since God is marching on. Is come, and the beauty lies of lilies, Christ born across the sea. In his glory and his wisdom, chains to grace with unity. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make them free. While God is marching on. He's coming up the glory on the morning wave. He's wisdom to the mighty and super to the field. So the world shall be his footstool and the soul of time his display. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. The sheep was like. Psalm 18, 7 through 9. Then the earth trembled and shook, and the foundations of the mountains rocked and quivered, because God was angry. Spark crocodiles and nostrils, consuming flint and burning coals from the mouth. He tore up the sky and came down the dark cloud under sea. Thank you.
Alan Michael, 4th grade, follow the drinking gourd. When the sun comes back and the first quail calls, follow the drinking gourd. The old man is waiting for to carry you free if you follow the drinking gourd. The river bank will make a mighty good road. The dead trees will show you the way. Left foot, head foot, traveling on if you follow the drinking gourd. The river ends between two hills. Follow the drinking gourd. There's another river on the other side. Follow the drinking gourd. Where the great big river meets the little river, follow the drinking gourd. The old man is waiting for to carry you to freedom if you follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man is waiting for to carry you to freedom if you follow the drinking gourd. Psalm 18, 10 through 12. He flew swiftly on his winged creature. He traveled on the wings of lightning. He covered himself with darkness. Thick clouds full of water surrounded him. Hailstones and flashes of fire came from the lightning before him and broke from the dark clouds. Thank you.
Jason Wells, 4th grade. Robert E. Lee by William Shakespeare is. In the drapery of heaven hung low, in the dark and gloomy shrouds, the angels used the weeping stars and pinning back the clouds. The shades of blue will prevail for all the wind and sea, and eyes that were unused to tears were for Robert Lee. A Christian soldier, true and brave, beloved near and far, who was first in time of peace and first in time of war. Virginia never reared a son more brave and good than he, save one, and he was Washington, who lived and died that day. The nation wore the cruel death into his mountain stole. The angels in the bed saved his peaceful soul. For that belongs to God alone, who gave it to him free, and left the South to fame the name of Robert Edward Lee. His peaceful sword is laid away, his work on earth is done. He loved the people of the South that idolize their son. There's not a woman, man, or child, I care not where they be, that the still treats sunny South, but loves the name of Lee. He had no enemies on earth, there's not a voice that can say aught against the name of Lee, the soldier or the man. And that would be a proud cold heart that e'er ceased to be. The place where memory wrote the name of Robert Edward Lee. my heads, ye southern suns, if ye bring moments spent, and weeping before the loss of one who lived in at your friend. He loved you as he loved his life, and invented me. Look up and let the angels hear your prayer. God bless our name. Psalm 18, verses 13 through 15. And the Lord thundered from the sky, and the voice of the Most High was heard. He shot his arrows and scattered his enemies, and in flashes of lightning he sent them running. The floor of the ocean was lit bearing the foundations of and we rebuked them and ordered them in anger.
Margaret Brady, 4th grade. Honor Great Warrior by Henry Abbey. When all the sky was well and dark, when every heart was wrung with fear, he rose serenely and took his place. The great occasions might appear. He smote armed opposition down. He bade the storm and darkness cease, and over the long distracted land shone out the smiling sun of peace. The famous captains of the past march in review before the mind. Some fought for glory, some for gold, but most the yoke. Not so the captain great of soul, at peace within the granite grave. He fought to keep the Union whole and break the shackles of the slaves. A silent man in friendship true, he made point blank his certainty, and born a stranger to defeat, to steadfast purpose into his name. He followed duty of but a soldier in the ranks. This God sent man that saved the state and conquered its victorious things. How well he wore by honor's flower, the gratitude and praise of men. As general, as president, and then as simple citizen, he was a hero to them. The dark rebellion raised by death against the powers of life and light, he battled hard with failing breath. O hero, O Fort Donelson, who wooded Shadow's frightful strife, sleep on, for honor loves the tomb more than the garish ways of life. Sleep on, thy wondrous days, feel freedom's most of this just page, in every clime, in every long memory fame shall sound thy praise in every clime, in every age. Psalm 18, verses 16 through 19. The Lord reached down from above and took hold of me. He pulled me out of the deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemies and from all those who hated me. They were too strong for me. When I was in trouble, they attacked me, but the Lord protected me. He helped me out of danger. He saved me because he was pleased with me. Thank you.
Sophia Shook, 4th grade. Barbara Frici by John Greenleaf Whittier. Up from the meadows rich with corn, clear and cool September morn, the clustered spires on Frederick stand, green walled in the hills of Ireland. Round about them orchards sweep, apple and peach tree fruited deep. Fair in the garden of the Lord, in the eyes of the King's troubled court. On that pleasant morning, early fall, Lee marched over to the mountain wall. Over the mountains winding down, horse and foot into Frederick town. 40 flags with silver stars, 40 flags with crimson bars, flapped in the morning when the sun of noon looked down and saw not one. Up rose a Barbara Frici, then bowed her 80 years and 10. Bravest in all Frederick town, she took the flag and men held down. In her attic window the staff she set,
to show whose heart was loyal yet. Up the street came the rebel tread, Stonewall Jackson riding ahead. Under his slouch hat left and right, he glanced and the old flag met his sight. Halt! The dust-bound rank stood fast. Fire! Blazed the rifle blast. It shivered down the window pane and sash. It rent the banner with seam and gash. Quick as it fell from the broken staff, Dame Barbara snatched a silken scarf. She leaned out far on the window sill and shook it forth a royal will. Shoot if you must this old gray head, but spare your country's flag, she said. A shade of sadness, a blush of shame, over the face of the leader came. The nobler nature within him stirred at the woman's life of deed and word. Who touches the hair of this young gray head dies like a dog. March on, he said. All day long through Frederick Street sounded like the tread of marching feet. All day long that free flag tossed over the heads of the rebel host, and ever its torn folds rose and fell on the loyal winds that loved it well. And through the hill gap's sunset light shone a wrote with warm good night. Barbara Frietchie's work is over here, and the rebel raids on raids no more. Honor to her and let a tear fall for her sake on Stonewall's bier. Over Barbara Frietchie's grave, flag of freedom, union wave. Peace and order, beauty draw round thy symbol of thy light and law. And the stars above look down, and the stars above Fredericktown. Psalm 18, 20 through 24. The Lord rewards me because I do his right. He blesses me because he knows I'm listening. I've obeyed the laws of the Lord, and I have not turned away from my God. I have observed all his laws, and I have not disobeyed any of his commands. The Lord knows I am flawless, and I have kept myself from doing wrong. And so the Lord rewards me because I do his right, and because he knows I'm listening. Thank you.
Zoe Robinson, 4th grade. The Battle Autumn of 1862 by John Greenleaf Whittier. The flags of war like stormers fly, the charging trumpets blow. Yet rolls the thunder in the sky, the earthquake stars below. And calm and patient nature keeps her unpure promise well. Though o'er the bloom and green sweeps the battle's breath of hell. And still she walks in golden hours through harvest happy farms. And so she wears her fruits and flowers like jewels on her arms. Walking the gladness of the plain, the joy of even morn, the mirth that shakes the bare red and yellow locks of corn. Ah, eyes and will be full of tears, into hearts take the heart. But even peace can run around the years, and nature changes not. She meets the smiles of her with songs of earth pain. She mocks only the war of its crimson stain. Still the cannons pause to hear her sweet thanksgiving song. Too near to God for drought fear, she shares the eternal calm. She knows the seas lie safe below, the fires that blast and burn. All the tears above herself, she waits for its return. Oh, give to us in time like these the vision of her eyes, and make her fields and fruited trees or golden prophecies. Our golden prophecies. Oh, give to us her finer ear above the storm din. We too would hear the bells that chirp, bring peace and freedom in. Psalm 18, verses 25 through 27. O Lord, you are faithful to those who are faithful to you, and completely good to those who are perfect. You are pure to those who are pure, but hostile to those who are wicked. You save those who are humble, but humble those who are proud. Thank you. Still fourth grade, Company K by Anonymous. There's a cap in the closet, old, tattered, blue, of very slight value, it may be to you, but a crown jewel studded could not buy it today, with its letters of honor, brave Company K. The head that is sheltered needs shelter no more. Dead heroes may call it the trifles they wore. So like chaplet of honor of laurel and bay, seems the cap of the soldier, marked Company K. Bright eyes have like calmly its visors beneath, or the work of the reaper, grim harvester of death. Let the muster roll meter so mournfully say, that half are most in danger when Company K. Whose footsteps, unbroken, came up to the town, where rampart and bastion looked threateningly down. Whose closing up breaches still kept on their way, till guns downward pointed faced Company K. Who faltered or shivered, who shunned battle stroke, whose fire was uncertain, whose battle line broke. Go asking of history, years from today, and the record shall tell you not Company K. Though my darling is sleeping, today with the dead, and daisies and clovers blew over his head. I smile through my tears as I lay it away, the battle-worn cap, letters Company K. Psalms 18, verse 28 through 30. O Lord, you give me light, you dispel my darkness, you give me strength to attack my enemies, and power to overcome the defense. This God, how perfect are your deeds, and how dependable is love. He is like a shield for those who seek his protection. Radigan, fourth grade. The One Century by James Ryan. 'Twas in the dying of the darkness was so still. The drowsy pipes of evening birds was hushed upon me. Athwart the shadows of the veil slumbered the night, and one lone sentry paced his rounds towards the gate. A grave and solemn man was he, with deep and somber brow. His dreamful eyes seemed pouring out some unaccomplished vow. His wistful glance peered over the plains beneath the starry light, which gave him to, and with the murmured name of God he watched the king. The future opened unto him its grand and awful scroll. Manassas and the valley march came heaving o'er his soul. Richmond and Sharpsburg thundered by with the tremendous wind, which gave him to the angel hosts who watched the king. We mourn for him who died for us with one resistless mound, while in the valley of the Lord he marches to his throne. He kept the faith of men and saints sublime and pure. He sleeps and all is well with him who watched the king. Brothers, the midnight of the cause, shrouded in our fate, the demon gods fill our halls with fire and lust and hate. Be strong, be valiant, be assured, strike home for heaven and right. The soul of Jackson stalks abroad, to watch, and guards the camp tonight. Psalm 18, verses 31 through 34. The Lord alone is God. God alone is our defense. He is the God who makes me strong, who makes my pathway safe. He keeps me sure-footed as a deer. He keeps me safe on the mountains. He trains me for battle so that I can use the strongest weapon. in Rhode Island, fourth grade. The Pride of Battery by Frank H. Gaspar. South Mountain towered on our right and far off the river and over the wooded heights. We held the lines of day. At last the morning red still, daylight storm warm. At last the girls pitched the fairly soft to the light. And that's the way. A moment flew aside before I could follow I was raised. It's a tiny little name story. A tiny spot which is actually summer and flies like freshly seemed. Of such a little warm heaven, one soldier often dreamed. When as we stared, a little hand into her curly head and grace moved. And who are you? At length the sergeant said. And where is your home? He grabbed her hand. She looked stout. Please me, why don't you know I'm little Jane and why would it be? My home? Why that was burned away my home fought there. And so I light a gun till day while we Sergeant Ned. And I was going to not way a couple times too. My mother said the thumb of my Sunday that was you. And now I'm back was all the enemy and can't help his mood. And why is so flushed? My Ned won't even play with me joke. And the big colonel says they had hate to hear him swear. He'd give a wag for a good hike of the Yanks there. And so I thought when we begun and big guns to steal, I'd creep beneath the tin and come up here across the hill. And back on Mr. Yankee, you give me some to back. Please do. When you get some again, I'll show you right back. Indeed, I will for next time. See, I could do it a thing. I'll be a dinner yet, maybe, and ride the plants and go. We burned her tiny apron over and should have heard her laugh. As each man took from the scanty store and shook out generous half. To kiss the little mouse stooped to score for our men, until the sergeant's husky voice said, "Attention, squad," and then we bade to escort. So good night, good walk, we flew back, and we watched her smile out of sight for us, as tears they hid. Kind of thinking of the tiny bad man must look forward, his laughter far, or shoot out upon the little turf. He sent it back, and cast a sad eye upon the same a baby's infancy tired of its content. That's all, save in the dark awoke again the look of love, and through the soul unconsciously, the screaming missiles fell. Our general often rubbed his eyes and marveled much to see, not a single shot of full day from long lines of battle. Psalms 18, 35 through 36. O Lord, you protect me and save me. Your care is made me great, and your power has kept me safe. Yet me from being captured, and yet I have never flown. Thank you. Seth Winter, 4th grade. The Charge of Pickett's Brigade by Anonymous. In Gettysburg, at break of day, the hosts of war are held in leash, to gird them for the coming fray. Air, brazen, throated, monstrous flames, mad hounds of death that tear and maim. Color, boys in blue, in race so true, recalls to dare their road of fame. On Cemetery Hill was done the clangor of 400 guns. Through drifting smoke, the morning sun shone down a line of battled gray, where pickets waiting soldiers lay. Virginians all, heed glory's call. You died at Gettysburg today. 'Twas Pickett's veteran brigade, great lead and vain. He knew them well. Oft had their steel battle stay. Oh, warriors of the eagle plume, great points for you, the hour of doom. Ring rebel yell, war cry and knell. The stars tonight will set in gloom. O Pickett's men, ye sons of faith, oft-stricken nations bid your deeds. For you the centuries did wait, while wrong had ripped her lengthening scroll, and God had set the judgment roll. 1,000 years shall wait in tears, and one swift hour bring to go. The charge is done, the cause is lost. But Pickett's men heed not the din of ragged columns battle tossed. For fame enshrouds them on the field, and pierced Virginia is thy shield. But stars and bars shall drape thy scars. No cause is lost, till honor yield. Psalms 18, 37 through 40. I pursue my enemies and catch them. I do not stop until I destroy them. I strike them down, and they cannot rise. They lie defeated before me. You give me strength for the battle, and victory over my enemies. You make my enemies run from me. I destroy those who hate me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Manus, and I'm in 4th grade. My poem is Laercia by John Greenleaf Whittier. It is done. Clang of bell and roar of gun. Send the tidings up and down. How the belfries rock and reel. How the great guns peal on peal. Fling the joy from town to town. Ring, O bells, every stroke exulting tells of the burial hour occurring. Loud and long, that all may hear. Ring for every listening ear of eternity and time. Let us kneel. Gods of voices in that peal, and this spot is holy ground. Lord, forgive us. What are we? That our eyes this glory see, that our ears have heard this sound. For the Lord on the whirlwind is abroad. In the earthquake he has spoken. He has smitten with his thunder the iron walls asunder, and the gates of brass are broken. Loud and long, lift the old exulting song. Sing with Miriam by the sea. He has cast the mighty down. Horse and rider sink and drown. He hath triumphed gloriously. Did we dare, in our agony of prayer, ask for more than he has done? When was ever his right hand over any time or land stretched as now beneath the sun? How they pale, ancient myth and song and tale, in this wonder of our days, when the cruel rod of war blossoms white with righteous law, in the wrath of man his praise. Blotted out, all within and all about, shall a fresher life begin, freer breathe the universe, as it rolls its heavy curse on the dead and buried in sin. It is done in the circuit of the sun, shall the sound thereof go forth, it shall bid the sad rejoice, it shall give the dumb a voice, it shall belt with joy the earth. Ring and swing, bells of joy on morning's wing, with the sound of praise abroad, with the sound of broken chains, tell the nation that He reigns, who alone is Lord and God. Psalm 18, 41 through 42. They cry for help, but no one saves them. They call to the Lord, but He does not answer. I crush them, so they become like dust, which the wind blows away. I trample on them like mud in the streets. Atlas 6, 4th grade. O Captain, my Captain, by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every wreck, as we saw this one. The port is near the bells I hear, the people follow safely, will follow lies the steady near the vessel. But oh heart, will the bleeding drops of blood walk the deck, my Captain, that's fallen. O Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells, rise up for you the flags, for you the eagle trills, for you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shores of crowding, for you they call the sliding mass that eager faces turn. O Captain, dear Father, this arm in with your head, it is so true that on the deck you fall, cold and dead. My Captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores and ring of bells, for I will walk the deck, my Captain, lies fallen, cold and dead. Psalm 18, 43 through 45. You saved me from a rebellious people and made me ruler over the nations. People that I did not know have now become my subjects. Foreigners bow before me. When they hear me, they obey. They lose their courage and come trembling from the fortresses. Today's steps, 4th grade. The Jack and Fairy by Caroline Westphal. Fold it up carefully, lay it aside. Tenderly touch it, look in it. For dear to our hearts must it be evermore. The Jack and Fairy, I will soldier my war. Can we ever forget when he joined the great band that rose in defense of our dear southern land? And his bright youth hurried onto the fray, how proudly he done it, the Jack and Fairy. His fallen mother blessed him and looked up above, commending to heaven the child of her love. What anguish was hers, no tongue cannot say, when he passed from her sight in the gentle fair. But our country had called, and she had not repined, though cost with sacrifice placed on that shrine. Her heart's dearest hopes on this altar she lay, when she sent up her boy in the gentle fair. Months passed, the war thunders was over the land, unsheathed was the sword and loosened the brand. We heard in the distance the sound of the fray, and prayed for our boy in the gentle fair. All in vain, were our prayers and our tears. The glad shout of victory rang in our ears. But our treasures won on the battlefield lay, with the life for used at a jack. His young comrades found him, and together they bore the cold lifeless form to his home by the shore. Oh, dark were our hearts on that terrible day, when we saw our dead boy in the jacket of gray. All spotted and tattered, and stained now with gore, was the garment which once he so proudly wore. We bitterly wept as we took it away, and replaced with death's white robe with the jacket of gray. We laid him to rest in his cold narrow bed, engraved with the model placed on his head. As the proudest tributes that his hearts could pay, he never disgraced it, the jacket of gray. Then folded it carefully, laid it aside, to touch it with his pride. For dear to our hearts must it be evermore, the jacket of gray of Salisbury. Psalm 18:46-48. The Lord lives, praise my defender. Proclaim the greatness of the God who saved me. He gives me victory from enemies and subdues the nations unto me. And saves me from my foes. O Lord, you give me victory over my enemies and protect me from violence.
Henry Chiller, 4th grade. The People's Prayer by Anonymous. God bless our dear United States, preserve the land from evil's fates, lift high her banner fair and free, and guard her bound from sea to sea. From foe without and foe within, from open shame and hidden sin, from boastful pride and greedy storm, God keep our nation evermore. Forever may her friendly hands receive the poor of other lands, in kindliness of sisterhood, and fill their arms with ample good. Assailed by battle hosts of wrong, God help our country to be strong. Assailed by falsehood, crafty crew, God hold the nation's aim sincere. God save her heart from coward fear. God prosper her in true success and crown her head with worthiness. God bless our dear United States, preserve the land from evil's fates, lift high her banner fair and true, and ever guard her loyalty. 18:49-50. And so I praise you among the nations, I sing praises to you. God gives great victories to his king. He shows constant love to the one he has chosen to David and his descendants forever.
Way to go, 4th graders. I teach them for art class, and some of them are so quiet. And you never know. They did such a fabulous job. Way to go, 4th grade. So let's and we return to 5th graders.
They all did so good. No. Okay. Don't be tripping over that. No. I'm just going to take down the whole live stream. Saying hi. That might not explain
Hey, first time ever. Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do. Well, you did it though. You did it. I think that was just the battery.
No, 5 strings.
Hey. Nice talking.
Okay, we gotta go back to work.
Yeah. Just in mind.
Hey, we're live.
Do you like being on worldwide TV? That's live. That's YouTube to the world. Hey there.
Good job, Indian. You did so good there. Enunciated. I could hear everything you said. That was well done. Are you gonna outdo your brother, you think? Yeah?
Sorry? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's this whole part is open for purchase.
Right. A lot of energy. A lot of energy, especially in the middle over there. So you can clap loudly when they're finished, okay? Nice and enthusiastic. All right, so now we have the pleasure of Mrs. Stratton's fifth grade class. And
Electropolaria, fifth grade. Worthy the name of Sir Knight by Ela Wheeler Wilcox. Sir Knight of the world's oldest order, Sir Knight of the army of God. You have crossed the strange, mystical, the ground floor of truth you have trod. You have entered the sanctum sanctorum, which leads to the temple above, where you come as a stone and a Christ chosen one in the kingdom of friendship and love. As you stand in this new realm of beauty, where each man you meet is your friend, think not that your promise of duty in hall or asylum shall end. Outside in the great world of pleasure, beyond in the quiver of trade, in the battle of life and its course daily strife, remember the vows you have made. Your service majestic and solemn, your symbols suggestive and sweet, your uniform phalanx and column, on gala days marching the street, your sword in your plume and your helmet, your secrets hid from the world's sight. These things are the smallest of parts of the all which are needed to form the true man. The martyrs who perished rejoicing
In Templaries, glorious laws, who admits the faggots while voicing the glory in both of their cause. They honor the title of Templar no more than the native today, who mars not the name with a blemish of shame, but carries it clean to left train. To live for a cause to endeavor, to make your deeds grace it to travel. And the porter's precepts forever is harder by far than to die. For the battle of life isn't ending. The enemy, self, never tires. And that tonight must slay that life flow every day, where he reaches the heights he desires. So tonight, have you pondered the meaning of all you have heard and been told? Have you strengthened your heart for its weaning from vices and false love of old? Will you honor in hours of temptation or promises noble and great? Will your spirit be strong to do battle with wrong and having them all to stand? Will you ever break true to a brother in actions as well as in creed? Will you stand by his side as no other could stand in the hour of need? Will you boldly defend him from peril and lift him from poverty's curse? With a promise of aid which you willingly make and sound from your lips to the verse? The world's battlefield is before you. Let wisdom walk close by your side. Let faith spread her snowy wings over you. Let truth be your comrade and guide. Let fortitude, justice, and mercy direct all your conduct aright. And let each word and act tend to mend the fact you are worthy in the name of tonight. 1 Corinthians 16, verse 13 through 14. Watch, stay fast in the faith, be brave, be strong. Let all that you do be done with love. Micah 6, verse 8. He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God? Thank you. Is life worth living? By Alfred Austin. Is life worth living? Yes, so long as spring revives the year, and tails us with the cuckoo's song to show that she is here. So Mona's way of rainbow takes, it smiles and it tears, farewell. And woodflowers dapple all the breaks, and primroses the bell. While children in the woodlands and adorn their little laps, with ladies smoking lightly in daisy chain their caps. While over orchard daffodils, cloud shadows float and fade, and also pipes the lilac trips, and in their glance smoky feet. Simone is that which is the bud, and swells and takes the rail, makes springtime in the maiden's blood. Life isn't living still. Life not worth living, come with me, now that the vanishing veil shimmers the dew on lawn and me, and now comes in the pale. Now that June sweltering on the hills, was what the stripling flies, as fall the long straight scented swallows over the crescent sides. Now that the thoughtful measure stops, his self-sufficing strand, and wood by chance with stigma coughs, and then time of rain. Now rustic labor seems as sweet, as leisure flies hurts, when October was at weary feet, caroling like the birds. Now all except the lover's vow, and nightingale is still. Here in the twilight, out, alas, life is a living still. But summer lingering half forlorn, when autumn moves to leave, and feels a slowly yellowing corn, our third bed was so green, and hazelnuts sweats brown and plump, and apples rosy red, and the owlet rings her hollow stump, and the dormouse makes its bed. The cranber all their fragrant shows, and the hunter's moon is bright, and life again is sweet indoors, and larks again are light. And even when the houseless wind wails her questing cheek, and in the twilight waves go kind, and jugs the filling creek, when children clasp their hands and pray, he does that heavenly will, who does not lift his voice and say, life is worth living still. Is life worth living? Yes, so long as there is not to write. Wails the weak and just the strong, or to
weaver's boot to chase, or stringly teeth to dye, when kin drew low, with sorrow face, the smile of leaves are light. One is a tale of English swells, the heart of Miss Gillette, and at the sound of Christmas bells, they parted and forget. So Mama's face with freedom rings, and loyal hope survives, and gracious cheer their wings, to lead in lowly lives. While there one untrodden tract for intellect or will, and men are free to think and act, life is a family still. Not care to live while English homes, nestle in English trees, and England's transcendent roams, her territorial seas, but live while English songs is sung, wherever blows the wind, in England's laws and England's tongues, and franchise hath mankind. The Mamas in Pacific near, on Atlantic strand, are kindred with the parent strand, and love the motherland. So Mamas in this ocean realm, Victoria and her line, retain the heritage of the home, my loyalty divine. So Mamas flashes English steel, where English trumpets shrill. He is dead already who does not feel, life is a city still. John 8:12. Brooke Sexton, 5th grade. The Fairies of the Calton Lake by Mary Howell. And where have you been, my Mary? And where have you been from me? And what did you see, my Mary, all upon the Calton Low? I saw the glad sunshine come down, and I saw the river flow. And what did you hear, my Mary, all upon the Calton Hill? I heard the drops of the water made in the ears of the grapevine fell. Oh, tell me all, my Mary, all that ever you know. Oh, tell me all, my Mary, all that ever you know. For you must have seen the fairies last night on the Calton Low. Then take me on your knee, mother, and listen, mother of mine. 100 fairies danced last night, and the harpers they were 9. And the harpstrings rung so merrily, their dancing feet so small. But oh, the words of their talking were merrier far than all. And what were the words, my Mary, that then you heard them say? I'll tell you all, my mother, but let me have my way. Some of them played with the water and rolled it down the hill. And this, they said, shall speedily turn the miller's mill. For there has been no water ever since the 1st of May, and a busy man will the miller be at the dawning of the day. Oh, the miller, how he will laugh when he sees the mill dam rise. The jolly old miller, how he will laugh till the tears fill both his eyes. And some they sees the little winds that sounded over the hill, and he took a horn into his mouth and blew both loud and shrill. And there they said, the merry ones go, away from every horn, and they shall clear the mildewed day from the blind and widow's corn. Oh, the poor blind widow, though she's been blind so long, shall be blithe enough when the mildew's gone, and the corn stands tall and strong. And some they brought the brown linseed from below, and this they said by the sunrise, and the weaver's crop shall grow. For there, and the weaver's crop shall grow. Oh, the poor lame weaver, how he will laugh outright when he sees his goodly flax field all full of flies by night. And then outspoke a brownie with a long beard on his chin. I have spun a ball of toast, said he, and I want some more to spin. I have spun a piece of hempen cloth, and I want to spin another. A little sheet for Mary's bed and an apron for her mother. With this I could not help but laugh, and I laughed out loud and free. And then, on top of the Calton Low, there was no one left but me. And all on top of the Calton Low, the mist grew cold and gray, and nothing I saw but the mossy stones that round about me lay. But coming down from the hilltop, I heard afar below how busy the jolly miller was, and how merry the wheel did go. And I peeped into the widow's field, and sure enough was seen the yellow ears of mildewed corn all standing stout and green. And down by the weaver's croft I stole to see if the flax had sprung, and I met the weaver at his gate with the good news on his tongue. Now this is all I hear, mother, and all that I did see. So prithee, make my bed, mother, for I'm as tired as can be. Matthew 5, verse 14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Isaiah 58, verse 10. If you extend your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light shall dawn in the darkness, and your darkness shall be as the noonday. July, 5th grade, grade 5 bulletin, anonymous. The 15th day of July, with blistering spear and shield, a famous fight in Flanders was fought in the field. The most courageous officers were English captains 3, but the bravest man in battle was brave Lord Willoughby. The next was Captain Norris, a valiant man was he. The other Captain Turner, from field would never flee. With 1,500 fighting men, alas, there were no more. They fought with 14,000 men upon the bloody shore. Stand to it, noble pikemen, and look ye. Stand to it, noble pikemen, and look ye round about, and shoot you right, you bowmen, and we will keep them out. You musket and you cavalry, do you prove true to me? I'll be the bravest man in fight, says brave Lord Willoughby. And then the bloody enemy they fiercely did assail, and fought out most furiously, not daring to prevail. The wounded men on both sides were most hideous for to see, yet nothing could the courage quell of brave Lord Willoughby. For 7 hours should all men's view this fight endured sore, until our men so feeble they could fight no more. And then upon dead horses full savory they eat, and drink the puddle water, they could no better get. When they had fed so freely, they kneeled on the ground, and praised God devoutly, for the finger they had found, and beating up their sleep. The sharks so pointed arrows, and bullets thick did fly, most favor of brave Lord Willoughby. Then quoth the Spanish general, come let us march away. I fear we shall be spoiled if we no longer stay. For yonder comes Lord Willoughby, with courage fierce and fell. He will not give 1 inch of way for all the devils in hell. And then the fearful enemy was quickly put to flight. Our men pursued courageously and caught their forces quite. But at last they gave a shout, which echoed through the sky. God and St. George for England, the conquerors did cry. This news was brought to England with all the speed might be, and soon our gracious Queen was told of this same victory. Oh, this is brave Lord Willoughby, my love that ever won. Of all the lords of honor, 'tis he great deeds hath done. To the soldiers that were maimed and wounded in the fray, the Queen allowed a pension of 15 pence a day, and from all costs and charges she quit and set them free. And this she did, all for the sake of brave Lord Willoughby. Then courage, noble Englishmen, and never be dismayed. If that we be but 1 to 10, we will not be afraid to fight with foreign enemies and set our nation free. And thus I end the bloody bout of brave Lord Willoughby. Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Thank you. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Thank you.
Sarah Eve, 5th grade. Jerusalem, 5th grade. Jerusalem, my happy home on earth. Jerusalem, my happy home, when shall I come to thee? When to my sorrows have ended, the joys which shall I see? O happy heart of the saints, O sweet and pleasant soul, then be the sorrow may be found, the grief cannot dwell. Their lesson no sir cannot dwell, their end it bears no sweat, there is no hunger heat or cold, pleasure everywhere. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, go grant that I may see, thy goodness joys cannot the same, partake it aid to me. Thy walls are made of precious stones, thy bulwarks stone and square, thy gates are right of ornament pearl, exceeding rich and rare. Thy turrets and thy pinnacles, thy carbuncles do shine, thy gates are right of ornament pearl, exceeding rich and rare. Thy houses are of ivory, thy windows crystal, thy tiles are of beaten gold, O God, may I wear there. Within thy gates nothing is come that is not passing clean. The spiders run in dirt and dust, the filth and may be seen. I clear the streets with silver sand, the flood of life doth flow. Upon his wings on every side, the wind of life doth grow. The trees forevermore do fruit, and evermore do spring. Here evermore the angels sing, and evermore they spring. Here David stands with harp in hand, as master of the choir. 10,000 times a man with us, that mindless music hear. Our Lady sings Magnificat, with tunes surpassing sweet, and all the virgins bear the cross, sitting at her feet. Te Deum doth St. Ambrose, St. Austin of the life, with Simeon and Zachary, and not their songs to seek. Their Magdalene hath left her night, and cheerfully doth sing, with blessed saints whose harmony on every street doth ring. Jerusalem, my happy home, what God I grant thee, what God my most rare, that joys in heavenly see. Psalm 122, verses 3 through 5. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together. Where the tribes go up, the tribes right. To give thanks to the name of the Lord. For the thrones are set for judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Thank you.
William Shirley, 5th grade. God is working his purpose out, I may see him. God is working his purpose out, as you succeed here. God is working his purpose out, and the time is drawing near. Nearer and nearer draws the time that shall surely be, when the earth shall be filled with the glory of God, as the waters cover the sea. From utmost east to utmost west, wherever feet have trod, by the mouth of many messengers goes forth the voice of God. Give ear to me, ye continents, ye isles of me. At the earth being filled with the glory of God, as the waters cover the sea. What can you do to work God's work, to prosper and increase? The love of God in all mankind, and reign with the Prince of Peace. What can you do to hasten time, the time that shall surely be, when the earth shall be filled with the glory of God, as the waters cover the sea? March we forth in the strength of God, the banner of Christ unfurled, so that the light of the glorious gospel. Fight and fight, the sorrow and sin, set our captives free, that the earth may be filled with the glory of God, as the waters cover the sea. All we can do is nothing more, unless God blesses the deed. Then we hope for the harvest time, till God gives life to the seed. That nearer and nearer draws the time that shall surely be, when the glory of God, as the waters cover the sea. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil.
Fifth grade, The Ballad of Ivanhoe by Michael Drayton. First did the wind for France, when we ourselves advance, nor not to prove our chance, longer will tarry. But when into the main, cocks the mouth of Seine, with all his horse train, King Harry. And take the fort, and furnished in warlike sword, marches toward Ivanhoe in happy hour. Skirmishing day by day, with those that stopped his way, where the French general lay with all his power. Within his height of pride, King Henry to deride, his ransom to provide, to the king sending, which he neglects the while, as from a nation vile, yet with an angry smile, their all pretending. Then turning to his men, quoth our brave Henry then, though 1 to be 10, be not amazed. Yet we have well begun, battles so bravely won, have ever to the sun thy fame been raised. Borders and crests you tell, when most their pride did swell, under our swords they fell, no less our skill is. Then when the good tried great, claiming the regal seat, in many a warlike feat, loped the French lilies. The Duke of York so dread, the eager Bayard led, with the main Henry sped amongst his henchmen. Exeter had the rear, a braver man not there. O Lord, how hot they were on the false Frenchmen. They now to fight are gone, armor to armor shown, from now to drum did ground, to hear was wonder. Yet with the cries they make, the very earth did shake, trumpet to trumpet spake, and to thunder. Well, at night age became a mobile air him, which did the signal aim to our hid forces. When from a meadow by, like a storm suddenly, the English archery struck the French horses. The Spanish used so strong, arrows a cloth yard long, that like serpent stung pierced the weather. None from his fellow starts, but playing manly parts, and like true English friends, stuck close together. When down their bows they threw, and forth their elbows drew, on the French they flew, not one was tardy. Arms were from shoulders sent, scalps to the teeth were rent, down the French peasants went, our men were hardy. This fallen noble king, his broadsword brandishing, a cruel dent bruised his helmet. Gloucester, that duke so good, next of royal blood, for famous England stood with his brave brother. Clarendon still so bright, though but a maiden knight, yet in that fierce fright, scarce such another. Warwick and blunted Wade, Oxford the fellow made, and many in cool slaughter made, still as they ran up. Suffolk his axe did fly, Beaumont and Willoughby, where the might Dudley, bears and Handel. Upon the St. Crispin's day, fought was this noble fray, which fame did not delay to England to carry. Oh, when shall Englishmen with such acts fill a pen, or England greet again such a King Harry? Psalm 31, verse 24. Give good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all you little things in life. Sandy Run, by Arthur A. Shaughnessy. Music makers, and we are the dream makers. Wondering by Lindsay Gray, and singing by us this year. We're losers and will forsakers, on him for calling. Yet we are movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems. With wonderful deathless cities, we built up the world's greatest cities. Out of the boundless right, we fashioned the emperor's world. One man with dream and pleasure shall come forth and conquer the crown, and free with new songs measure, can drink or can drink. We in ages on, and buried past the earth, built Nineveh with our sign, and Babel itself in our mirth. And over through it with prophesying, the old and new world. For each age is a dream that is done, or one that is coming to birth. inspiration is the light of each generation, a wondrous scene of our journey, an earth impossible scene. The soldier, the king, and the peasant, all working together in one, till our dreams shall become their present, and their work in the world be done. They had no vision amazing of the good they have so raising. They had no divine showing of a land she is great ruin. On one man's soul they have burned, a light that doth not depart. And his love or word he has spoken, brought light in another man's heart. And therefore today is thrilling, with past days of fulfilling, and the multitudes are enlisted, in the faith of the fathers resisted. And scorning the dream of tomorrow, are coming to pass as they may, and this world for restore its love, the dream that was scorned yesterday. Yet we in our dream remain singing, ceaseless and sorrowlessly. The glory about us clinging, but the glorious futures we see. Our souls with high music ringing. O men, it must ever be that we dwell in our dream and singing a little apart. For we are fair with the dawn, and the suns are not yet high. And out of the infinite morning, we trip and hear us cry. In spite of your human scorning, once more God's future dreads them. And already goes forth the warning that ye at the past must die. Great hail, we cried to the comers, from the dazzling unknown shore. Bring us hither your sun and your summers, and renew our world as of yore. You shall teach us your things that we dreamed not before, yet in spite of a dream of his slumbers. Sings no more. Psalms 98 verses 1 through 6. O sing to the Lord a new song, for he is the marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have given him the victory. The Lord has made known his salvation. He has his mercy and his faithfulness, his righteousness he has made known to the sight of the nations. He has remembered his mercy and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout joyfully before the Lord, all the earth. Break forth in song, rejoice and sing praises. Shout to the Lord with a harp and with a trumpet and sound of a horn. Shout joyfully before the Lord. Victory, after Blenheim, by Robert Southey. It was a summer's evening when Caspar's work was done, and he before his cottage door was sitting in the sun, and by him sported on the green his little grandchild Lily. She saw her brother Peterkin throw something large and round, and beside the rivulet, and playing there, so large and smooth and round. The boy, who stood expectant by, and then the old man shook his head with a natural sigh. "'Tis some poor old fellow's school," said he, who fell in a great victory. "I find them in the garden, there's many hereabout, and often when I go to plow, the plowshare turns them out. For many thousand men," said he, "were slain in that great victory." "Now tell us 'twas all about, young Peterkin," he cried, and little Willie looked up with wondering in his eyes. "Now tell us all about the war and what they fought each other for." "It was the English," Caspar cried, "who put the French to rout. What they fought each other for, I could not well make out. But everybody said," quoth he, "that 'twas a famous victory. My father lived in Blenheim then, in a little stream hard by. They burnt his dwelling to the ground, he was forced to fly. So with his wife and child he fled, nor had he where to rest his head. With fire and sword the country round was wasted far and wide, and
And many child their mother then, and a newborn baby died. But things like that, must be at every famous victory. They say it was a shocking sight after the field was won, for many thousand bodies here lay rotting in the sun. But things like that, must be after every famous victory. Great praise the Duke from Marlborough won, and our good Eugene. When 'twas a very wicked thing, cried little William. Nay, nay, my little girl, said he, it 'twas a famous victory. And everybody praised the Duke, whom this great fight did win. What could have came last, with little Peterkin? When I cannot tell, said he, but it 'twas a famous victory. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor of the destruction that takes place at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but shall not come near you. Only with your eyes you shall look, and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, or shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge of you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall trod upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver Him. I will set Him on high, because He has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer Him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Fifth grade, the King's Pilgrimage. King George V's visit to war cemeteries in France, 1922, by Leroy Kipling. Our King went forth on pilgrimage, his prayers and vows to pay, to them who saved our heritage and cast their own away. And there's a little show of pride, our proud and belted steel, to the clean swept ocean's every side, that free to every keel. In the first land he found, it was shoal and banky ground, where broader seas begin, and a pale tide grieved the broken harbor mouth, where they worked the Dutch ships in. There's neither long wing nor wind who cannot tell that of the bodies that were buckled, and like buoys ring, that slid from swell to swell. All that they gave, and they shall not return. For these are those who have no grave where any heart may mourn. In the next land he found, it was low and hollow ground, where once the city stood, but the man hight Thistle had been the master of all of it, or washed by the flood. There's neither blade of grass, and the moon's on the sky, but sure ceased from spirit house and took its agony. In the next land he found, it was barren hilly ground, where once the birchcorn grew, while the fields were cankered and the waters defiled, and the trees riveted through. But there's neither paved highway nor secret path in the wood, but bore its weight of broken clay, darkened in the blood. But other another they put aside for the nearer love also, and 100,000 men who died, whose grave shall no man know. In the last land he found, it was fair and level ground, about a carven stone, and stark sword brooding on the blossom of the there was grass and living trees, and there lay gentlemen from out of all the seas, who ever called him king. Twixt the port sands and eastern lands with four red rivers spring, 500,000 gentlemen of those who served their king. What they gave, in sure and single faith. There can no knowledge reach the grave to make them go to their death, save only if they understood that after all was done, They redeemed denied the blood and mocked the gains it won. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. Be strong in the faith that's in Christ Jesus. The things you have heard among many witnesses. Commit these to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. Consider hardships as good affairs of this life, that he may please him. So listen to him. Thank you.
Can you tell that of all the classrooms at the school, the one that's filled with battle things and swords and shields is Mrs. Stroughton's class? You can see why. You all did a great job. Excellent. That was all about warriors and heroes, and you all will be warriors and heroes, I'm sure. Let's take another break before the sixth graders come. We'll get 10 minutes, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I can go on right. And he memorizes. So. Who represents the world? Yeah, when you're done, I'm gonna go. What is this? See? Got to be done. Me on TV like that's cheating. What did you say?
You want to know my name? It's so weird. It's my. Wait. Ready? Hold on. 3, 2, 1, go. This is our live show.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, you win. Here, let's play chopsticks.
Why are you guys hijacking the live stream?
This is a new show about us playing chopsticks. Do you guys like it?
Yes.
Hope you enjoy this new show about playing chopsticks. It's a very enjoyable
There's
game.
only 11 people watching. That's
Okay, what are you gonna do? It is? There you go. It's hey, we're trying to play chopsticks here for the camera.
Hey,
Chopsticks for the camera. I said chopsticks for the camera. Oh. Hey, Kevin, move. We're trying to play chopsticks here. Yes, he's listening, alright. Kevin, seriously, stop. We're trying to play chopsticks.
Weirdo. Weirdo. Even weirder.
Well, at least he thinks you're less weird than me. Can't erase that. And I win. Woo! End stream. Oh. Okay, guys, that's it. See you next month. See you next week. Bye. See you in an hour. See you next week, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. That's it.
No, you guys don't get to see me.
No more chopsticks. Bye. You got a week's worth of chopsticks, and that's it. Oh, new competitor. Never mind. The show's not over. Welcome back. Oh. Go. Go. Yeah. You good? Okay. You got this. Slow down. Take your time. Oh, man. I got 2 extra. Heaven, stop. We're trying to play chopsticks for the camera. Oh, and that's the end of the game. But see you next week. Yeah. Stop it, Camden.
and neck. Sixth graders go, and you've got a lot to live up to. First through fifth graders have done such a phenomenal job. So we're looking forward to hear the sixth graders. And in sixth grade, their history period is Gilded Age to the modern time. So you're going to see reflected in that some of the things that they study too. And pardon? It's all Spanish American War. So that's not the conflict that's often studied anymore, but it was very United States on the global map in terms of a world power. So it was a very important conflict for the United States. So with that, sixth graders, you ready?
Skylar Stokes, sixth grade. Call from Cuba by Jade R. Martin. Loud sons of Columbia, hear the cry of despair, wrung from skeleton forms in dreary nightmare. Human form were herded there by a mandate from Spain, without help, food, or shelter, from sun, cold, or rain. Age and infancy blend, no strong arm to defend. The sorrowful end. There are neighbors in Cuba. Oh, hear their sad cry. Save us, sons of Columbia, or haste ere we die. Have we forfeited life because longing to be like your glorious union in full liberty? Our hearts are like lead with the slow despair. You are brave, you are generous, hear this our prayer. By your own love of liberty, grant us the same. Shield our homes and loved ones from the fury of Spain. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. We have suffered for years every outrage which Spain could invent to insult us and fill life with pain. Music they love is the shriek of despair in the mourn of lost innocence in the night air. O God, hear our cry from thy throne up on high. Send deliverance from Spain, permit us to die. May the star-spangled banner o'er Cuba soon wave, blessed emblem of peace, the home of the brave. The Isle of Cuba shall be free, by Mabel Astor Callahan. America's blessed lands have the hosts are marching on, treading in the steps their fathers trod before. But once more has come a call from the chief of Washington. The boys who answered now are off to war. Soon the Isle of Cuba shall be free, and the stars and stripes they shall see, planted on its sunny shore to give freedom evermore to a people who have longed for liberty. From the north and from the south, from the east and from the west, how they rallied round the flag, united all, one in purpose, one in heart, fighting for a land oppressed. Brave are they who responded to the call. On the land or on the sea, gallantly the boys will fight. We know they will not forget the name. Nor the butchery, nor loss from starvation's dreadful plight. It's their keeper they'll free from cruel Spain. They unlock us from the New York Treaty. Lord, in this our triumph hour, let us own thy sovereign power. Not to us the praise belongs, unto thee the victor's songs. Thine the arm that struck the blow, thine the conquest of our foe. So today we praise to thee, hymns of thanks on land and sea. Now that cannon roar no more, now that flashing arms is o'er. On our lips thy name shall swell, in our hearts thy name shall dwell. In thy hands the issue lay, thou hast led us all the way. Then shall all the honor be, God of battles, unto thee. Thank you.
Eli Warren, 6th grade. Remember the name. Bella Pinchbeck. Hark, don't you hear the trumpets, the beating of the drum? In measured tread of marching feet proclaim that war has come. The battle cry rolls onward as they thin the ranks from Spain. 'Tis no more, remember Dale, no, but remember, boys, the Maine. Oh, who will fill the places of those who ne'er return? Oh, who will dare seek a comfort to the weary heart that's born? There will come no waking for some upon the plain. They must listen for God's calling to those who avenge the pain. The dreadful war clouds gather, the smoke of guns hangs low. Soft through the night our ships have passed neath fort and waiting foe. Thought of famished children, and the men and women slain, shall murder heroes in this hour, while they avenge the main. Across the dancing, rippling waves, the deadly ball explore, with shrill, sharp whistling of the ball, and the cannons bend for war. This brilliant, dazzling flash of fire, a proud ship's rent in twain. The battle wages fiercer, they must avenge the main. Hush, o'er the sea nor land, night's stillness has begun. The battle's fought, the strife is o'er, the victory won. Fling out, O glory, unto the breeze, unloose her folds again. Cry, Viva, Cuba Libre, we have avenged the main. Before Santiago, by Clinton Scholar. Who cries the days of daring are those that are fading far, that never a light burns planet bright to be hailed as a hero star. Let the deeds of the deadly world, the brave of the elder years, what a song we say for the men of today who have proved themselves their peers. High in the vault of the tropic sky is the garish eye of the sun, and down his crown of guns of brown looks the hilltop to be won. There is the trench where the Spaniard lurks, his hold and his hiding place, and he who must cross the space between must meet death face to face. The black mountains belch in thunder, and the shrapnel shrills and flies. Where are the faint and fearless, the lads with the dauntless eyes? Will the moment find them waiting? Nay, but with valor stirred, like leashed hounds on the coursing ground, they wait but the warning word. Charge, and the line moves forward, move the shout and the swing. Will sharper far than the cactus thorn is the spiteful bullet sting. Now they are out in the open, and now they are breasting the slope, while into the eyes of death they gazes, into the eyes of hope. Never they wait nor waver, but on they clamber on. With up with the flag, with the stripes and the stars, and down with the flag of the dawn. What shall they bear through the showering air, but rout to the ranks of Spain? For the blood that throbs in their hearts is the blood of the boys of Anthony Wayne. See, they have taken the trenches, where the foemen gone, and now O glory waves from the breeze from the heights of stern San Juan. And so, while the dead are laureled, the brave of the other years, a song we say for the men of today who have proved themselves their peers.
The Well Quakers, 6th grade. Northern Pine to Southern Palmetto by Thomas Sullivan. Gone to the front at their country's call, their young hearts proudly beating. Gone to the front, your son and mine, dear friend, how time is fleeting. We met, you and I, in the days gone by, as foes on the field of battle. We met and fought neath the cannon's roar, when rifles deadly rattle. You were the gray and I the blue, the strife was fierce and gory. Now, side by side, march, our sons, our pride, beneath freedom's flag for glory. Gone to the front, not for revenge, though hearts bowed in sorrow, for martyred braves neath treacherous waves that roll by stern old morrow. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, God's wrath is sometimes speedy. He knoweth best, and be thy our task to help the poor and needy. We have borne too long this shameful wrong, The whole world knows the story. And so side by side, with patriots' pride, march our sons beneath the glory. Gone to the front, prepared for war, yet theirs is a peaceful mission. Our ears have heard, our eyes have seen Cuba's sad condition. We have heard the pity's hungry cry for help from lips fast dying, and comrade by the God we love, by the flag above us flying. We too, if needs, will march to the front, but the pathway may be gory. For God and the right, with valor and might, will face the foe, boldly. The flag by M.W. Stryker, and a song ascribed to Admiral Dewey. Roll a river wide and strong, like the tides swinging. Lift the joyful floods of song, set the mountains ringing. Run the lovely banner high, crimson morning glory. Field as blue as yonder sky, every star a story. Let the people, heart and lip, hail the gleaming splendor. Let the guns from shore and ship acclamation render. All ye oceans, clap your hands, echo plains and highlands. Speed the voice through all the lands, to the Orient Islands. Darling flag of liberty, law and love revealing, all the downcast turn to thee, for thy help. In the front, for human right, flash thy stars of morning. All that hates and hides thy light flies before thy word. By the colors of the day, by the breasts that wear them, to the living God we pray, for the brave that bear them. Run the rippling banner high, peace or war the weather. Cheers or tears will live or die, under it together. Peace at last, my merry bee winging. Now the war drum throbs no longer, and the battle flags are furled. We exclaim in tones of rapture, we're at peace with all the world. Peace at last in all our borders, peace in all our wide domain. On the land and on the waters, peace at last with haughty Spain. Homeward soon the son and brother, home the lover and the man. Friends will gladly hail their coming. Some, alas, will wait in vain. Pitying angels hover o'er them. Cheer the home so sad and lonely. God of nations, we praise thee. Freedom's battle fought and won. Broken every chain and fetter, free the Father and the Son. May the isles so fair and fruitful, where the stars and stripes shall wave, be transformed, redeemed, uplifted, never calling man a slave. Blessed peace, we hail its coming, bringing blessings in its train. Blessings for the isles of ocean, blessings yet we trust for Spain. May the gospel's light and glory bid its sin and strife to cease, till the land of ancient story welcomes in the Prince.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Micah Fusco, 6th grade. Two voices, a Southern volunteer by the Atlanta Constitution. Yes, sir, I fought with Stonewall and faced the fight and flee. But if this here Union goes to war, make one more gun for me. I didn't shrink from Sherman as he galloped to the sea. But if this here Union goes to war, make one more gun for me. I was with him at Manassas, the bully boys in gray. I heard the thunders roaring round Stonewall Jackson's way, and many a time the sword and line has blazed the route for Lee. But if this old nation goes to war, make one more gun for me. I'm not so full of fighting, nor half so full of fun, as I was back in the 60s when I shouldered my old gun. And it may be that my hair is white, such things you know must be. But if this old Union's in for war, make one more gun for me. I hain't forgot my raising, nor how in 62. With thereabouts and battle shouts, I charged the boys in blue. And I say, I fought with Stonewall and blazed the way for Lee. But if this old Union's in for more, make one more man for me. His northern brethren by the Minneapolis Journal. Just make it two, old fellow. I want to stand once more beneath the old flag with you, as in the days of yore. Our fathers stood together and fought on land and sea, the battles fierce that made us a nation of the free. I whipped you down at Vicksburg, you licked me at Bull Run. On many a field we struggled, when neither victory won. You were the gray of Southland, I wore the northern blue. Like men, we did our duty when screaming bullets flew. 4 years we fought like devils, but when the war was done, your hand met mine in friendly clasp. Our two hearts beat as one. And now, when danger threatens, no north, no south we know, once more we stand together to fight the common foe. My head, like yours, is frosty. Old age is creeping on. Life's sun is lower sinking. My day will soon be gone. But if our country's honor meets once again her son, I'm ready too, old fellow, so get another gun. One beneath old glory from Werner's magazine. Don't you hear the tramp of soldiers? Don't you hear the bugles play? Don't you see the muskets flashing in the sunlight far away? Don't you see the ground all trembling neath the tread of many feet? They are coming, tens of thousands, to the army and the fleet. They are Yankees, they are Johnnies, they're for North and South no more. They are one and glad to follow when old glory goes before. From Atlantic to Pacific, from the pine tree to Lone Star, they are gathering round old glory. They are marching to the war. Don't you see those harbors guarded by those bristling dogs of war? Don't you hear them growling, barking at the fleet beyond the bar? Don't you hear those jackdaws cheering, brave as sailor lads can be? Don't you see the water boiling where those squadrons put to sea? They are Yankees, they are Johnnies, they're for North and South no more. They are one and glad to follow when old glory goes before. From Atlantic to Pacific, from the pine tree to Lone Star, they have gathered round old glory. They are sailing to the war. Don't you hear the horses prancing? Don't you hear the saber clash? Don't you hear the cannon roaring? Don't you hear the musket crash? Don't you smell the smoke of battle? Oh, who wish that you had gone when you hear the shouts and cheering for the boys who whip the dawn. They'll be Yankees, they'll be Johnnies, they'll be North and South no more, when the boys come marching homeward with old glory born before. From Atlantic to Pacific, from the pine tree to Lone Star, there'll be one beneath old glory after coming from the war.
Aiden Warren, 6th grade, Blue and Gara 1, by William Lightfoot District. Hurrah for the North, hurrah for the South, hurrah for the East and the West. The nation is one, undivided and free, and all of its sons are the best. Together the men of the whole blessed land are firmly united in one mighty band. And they that were once the blue and the gray are gathered beneath dear old glory today, with men on both sides in command. Then march, boys, march, we'll set fair to the free. March, boys, march, with miles and fits you lead. Forward all the line, and be your song's refrain. America for freemen, and break the grip of Spain. Hurrah for the blue, hurrah for the gray,
Hurrah for the sons of them all. Together we come, and united we stand to answer humanity's call. Freemen are rising to dash down the foe, blue and gray dealing him death at each blow, mingling a host from the north and the south, neath the same banner, and from every mouth, one battle cry, freedom shall go. Hurrah for the guns, hurrah for the ships, hurrah for the flag of the stars. Hurrah for the men who fought under that, or under the stars and the bars. They're rallying now, brave, ardent, and strong, to punish injustice and overthrow wrong. Columbia rises and leads in the fight, her sons to do battle for honor and right, and they're singing America's song. Our Soldier's Song by David Graham. In the destruction of Severus Sleep became known before Santiago, the soldiers trooped wildly, and with one accord, through miles of trenches, they began singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Singing the Star-Spangled Banner in the very jaws of death. Singing our glorious anthem, sung with our latest breath. The strains of that solemn music through the spirit will ever roll, thrilling with martial ardor the depths of each patriot soul. Hearing the hum of the bullets, eager to charge the foe, fighting the calls of battle where crimson heartstrings flow. Thinking of home and dear ones, of mother, of child, of wife, they sang the Star-Spangled Banner on the field of deadly strife. They sang with the voices of heroes in the face of those Spanish guns, as they leaned on their loaded rifles with the courage that never runs. They sang to our glorious emblem, upraised in that war-worn sod, as the saints in the old arena sang a song of praise to God. War Scars Are Healed by I. Edgar Jones. Across the battlefield today I walk, where flowers nod and birds harmonious sing, where peaceful leaves and loving whispers talk, and butterflies disport on brilliant wing. The scented breeze is lain deep with balm, and southern skies bend o'er me still and calm. What stranger, knowing not of warring days, would think this vale was once with cannon rent, while armed men fiercely trod these grassy ways, and trees beneath the iron tempest bent. That thunder, born of hate, here madly crashed, and war's red lightnings here in fury flashed. The sky was canopied with smoke o'erhead, and flowers with redder hues than now were wet. Brave men fell beneath the hail of hurling lead, in crimson steel and hearts of brothering men, while men by thousands, writhing, fought, and fell, amid the horrors of an awful hell. Thank God that all these bloody scenes are o'er, that bees and birds now here together play, that brothers shall slay brothers thus no more, nor hate reap harvest hereof blue and gray. Let brotherhood decrease, and strife shall cease, and love enthroned proclaims the reign of peace. Bloom flowers and offer incense o'er these graves. Wave, starry flag, no more o'er ebon slaves, nor on red fields o'er which war's tempest raves. Henceforth, when the foreign foe appears in view, our flag finds north and south defenders true. The men in gray join with the men.
First summer, sixth grade, together by Frank L. State. I tell you, this your country, she's getting a war she'll do. The northern bands of Dixie, the people cheer it too. We're mighty close together, and they mix the music so. And yet we was divided some 30 years ago. I tell you, this your country, just take us land and sea. It's about as nigh united, so Lord and have it be. We're marching on together through summertime and snow. We that was so divided some 30 years ago. Together, that's the music that's ringing to the sky. That's what the winds is singing as it blows the blossoms by. Together, hear the bands play and all the bugles blow. We that was so divided some 30 years ago. Together, sing it, ring it, send the music rippling on to the whole world hears the echoes of the swelling tide of song. The whole world joins the chorus. The bands play, the bugles blow. We that was so divided some 30 years ago. The Farmer's Place by T.C. Marble. I know I'm rather lonely. My health is gone away. Harvest time is over. And cut is all the hay. They long to get the papers, but I fear to see them come. Tom and Jack are fighting to the music of the drum. Boys are patriotic, like their father long ago. And when he heard the call of Lincoln, he moved forward to meet the foe. And when they came to me and said that they were young and strong, I told my wife I knew the farm would never hold them long. There's Jack. He has his mother's eyes. His face is round and fair. He has his mother's gentle ways, her soft and silky hair. And Tom, they say he looks like me, raw bones and tan and stout. The kind of boys Captain says the storm is strong with doubt. I saw the thing in ruin, but I had no word to say. The boys were restless, for they read the papers every day. When the call from men was made, they hurried down the lane, and in the village joined the boys who never did the name. My wife and I together sit when all the work is done, and watch the hills in silence as they redden beneath the sun. She knows I'm thinking of the boys who sent afar. She's praying silently for peace and the war. They'll never shirk their duty. Tom and Jack are true as steel. Before their might, I'm proud to say, Spain vote for you. What tales will Jack bring back with him from regions far away? And Tom will tell of fighting down by Santiago Bay. For glory will not blush for them. They'll nobly wear the blue. They won't disgrace the Buckeye Farm, country both are true. I told them when they started, as I held their hands in mine, that I was once a soldier in the grand Union line. When I lead the horses homeward through the bracing twilight air, I see two boys in uniform, heroic, tall, and fair. One looks like his mother, and I wooed her long ago. The other's like his father, his curious ways, you know. It seems they're with me all the time, and yet they are afar. On their bayonets they fall, light tropic star. They know the old farm misses them, no matter where they roam. And every night I know they're thinking of mother's face and home. My wife, we pray together, wife and I, we kneel before the throne, and ask the Father's care to those so dear to us in love. She knows, may we hear from lips we long to kiss, but now they're far away. The story of Manila and of Santiago Bay.
Oliver Dunlop, sixth grade, Dixie and Yankee Doodle by Lawrence Portrait Harris. I was born way down Dixie, reared beneath the southern skies, and they didn't have to teach me, and for Yankee to despise.
I was but a country youngster when I donned a suit of gray, and I shouldered my old musket and marched forth the Yanks to slay. 4 long years I fought and suffered. Dixie was my battle cry. Dixie always and forever. Down in Dixie, let me die. And tonight I'm down in Dixie. Dixie's still so gray and true. But tonight I am apparelled in a uniform of blue. And tonight the band is playing. 'Tis not Dixie strains I hear, but the strains of Yankee Doodle ringing out loud and clear. Long I listen to the music. By my side a comrade stands. He's a Yankee and I'm a rebel, but we grasp each other's hands. Here together we united, way down south in Dixie's stand. And my comrade whispers softly, there's no land like Dixie's land. But my eyes are filled with teardrops, tears that make my heart feel glad. And I whisper to my comrade, Yankee Doodle ain't so bad. Off the sea, from the Atlantic Constitution, our ships are put to sea, and to windward and to lee, and the old flag is flying, flying, flying. And it ripples its red bars, in the glory of its stars, where the spirits of the stormy deep are crying. On to the fight, let the stars of freedom light, the land beneath the tyrant's banner gory. Till every tyrant flag is a torn and trampled rag, and alone in the sunlight waves old glory. Our ships are put to sea, and the light of liberty dawns o'er a people sad and dying. And the chains of fall to break, and the thrones of tyrants shake, while the spirits of the stormy deep are crying. Fare ye to the fight, that the stars of freedom light, the land beneath the tyrant banner glory. Till every tyrant flag is a torn and trampled rag, and alone in the sunlight waves old glory. The Soldier's Life by Eliot Flower. He offered himself for the land he loved, for what shall we say, her. He gave to his country a soldier's life. 'Twas dearer by far to the soldier's wife. All honor today to her. He went to the war where his blood was hot. What honors to her? He gave to his country. He suffered himself for the battle's flame. A hero's reward on the scroll of fame. All honor today to her. He offered himself, but his wife did more. All honor today to her. He offered himself, but his wife did more. All honor today to her. He, for dearer than life was the gift she gave, and giving the life she would die to save. All honor today to her. He gave up his life at his country's call. But what shall we say of her? He offered himself as a sacrifice, but she is the one who paid the price. All honor we owe to her. Thank you.
Emerson Sorensen, 6th grade, Roosevelt's Rough Riders by Eugene Pope. Where the western plains unroll their green, to the mountains frowning shadows lean. From snow-crowned rock-ribbed peaks comes the rapid tramp of broncos spurred by their eager riders who have heard what war and thunder speaks. On each saddle horn hangs lariat coal, jingling spurs and reins at their turmoil until the cavalcade. Under wide felt hats the dark eyes burn, reckless faces a shade more stern, but never grow afraid. For the stars and stripes will shed their blood till conflict spends its crimson flood and glory in the deed. For Spanish hearts must quail when on the field, swift and bold they charge and never yield until their foes stampede. While their leader knows their wild free life, with his dash and fearless reckless strike, he knows them at their best. They will dare the worst while life holds fast. At the front be first and leave it last, these riders from the west. Rough Riders Roundelay by Private Edwin Emerson. The favorite marching song of Roosevelt's Rough Riders, sung to an Irish tune. Rough Riders were we from the west, gallant gentlemen, the rest, of volunteers the best, rallied to the flag at Roosevelt's behest, to carve our way to glory. When Spanish shells and shrapnel burst, our losses were the worst. The chaplain even cursed. Charge, cried Colonel Roosevelt, and charged the first to carve our way to glory. Our rapid fire tore the Spanish line to bits and scared them into fits. Their leaders lost their wits. Up the hill we went and stormed their rifle pits to carve our way to glory. Entrenched within the pits, long we lay, by night as well as day, sore at the delay. In our rear the yellow fever raged at Sagone to cheat us out to glory. When no bloody Spaniards are left to run, Cuba will be won. Our duty will be done. Dead and living, every single one has carved his way to glory. The band played on from Cleveland Plain Dealer. As the Californians under Colonel Smith came up the beach, their band played the national anthem, accompanied by the whistling of music bullets, continued to encourage the men. Forward, the colonel sharply said, with eager eye and steady tread. They crossed a strip of shining sand, in rhythm with their pulsing band. Up from the bay, the great guns roared. Higher their heads the swift shells soared. But true and steady rose the drum above the bows' growing hymn. In wild and strident shrilled the horn, as if it shrieked in loyal scorn. The bullets whistled o'er the strand, a crimson stain was on the sand. Fire! Shrieked the colonel, and a roar went booming down Manila's shore. And while its echoes died away, the fearless band in steady play, as on parade, so columns of free, poured forth the song of freedom's key. As it roused the dauntless Yankee hearts, they felt the thrill the song imparts. In rhythm with the horn and drum, each lip the dear old words did hum. They fought like brave men, good and true. They pressed ahead where bullets flew. Until they conquered every dun, the band played on. Thank you. Kira Tucker, 6th grade. Wheeler at Santiago by James Lindsay Gordon. General Wheeler started on the 2-mile journey to the front in an ambulance. About halfway to the front, he met some litters very wounded. The veteran, against the protest of the surgeons, immediately ordered his horse, and after personally assisting the wounded into the ambulance, mounted and rode onward. The men burst into frantic cheers, which followed the general all along the line. Into the thick of the fight he went, pallid and sick and wan, borne in an ambulance to a ghostly wisp of a man, but the fighting soul of a fighting man, approved in the long ago, went to the front in that ambulance in the body of Fighting Joe. Out from the front they were coming back, smitten of Spanish shells.
wounded boys from the Vermont hills and the Allies. Put them into this ambulance. I'll ride to the front, he said. And he climbed the saddle and rode right on, the little old ex-confed. From end to end of the long blue ranks was up the ringing cheers, and many a powdered, blackened face was furrowed with sudden tears. As with flashing eyes and gleaming sword and hair and beard of snow, into the hell of shot and shell rode little old Fighting Joe. Sick with fever and racked with pain, he could not stay away, for he heard the song of the yesteryears in the deep enough cannon's bay. He heard the calling song of the guns, there was work for him to do, where his country's best blood splashed and flowed round the old red, white, and blue. Fevered body and hero heart, this union's hard to you, beats out in love and reverence, and to each dear boy in blue, who stood or fell with the shot and shell, and cheered in the face of the foe, as wan and white to the heart of the fight, wrote little old Fighting Joe. Remember, O Spain, by W.H. Howells, thou art nearing a great tribulation, a vortex of war and pain, and the sound of thy boastful elation shall fall into silence, O Spain, shall fall into silence outlasting the breath of the limitless years, and the sting of thy penance and fasting shall drench thee with rivers of tears. Thy cup thou hast filled overflowing with a prodigal helping of crime. Thou shalt gather the seed of thy sowing, and now is thy harvesting time. For the gods have been patient and slumbered, not weakly they punish and pay, but thy sins have been carefully numbered, and this is their reckoning day. Remember thy pirate Pizarro? Remember the fate of Peru? Remember thy edicts to Haro, the soul of the downtrodden? Remember thy Mexican pleasure in numberless captives and slain? The gods have all these in their measure. Remember and tremble, O Spain. In the face of the world we impeach thee, of guilt that belittles all sin, and by the Most High we will teach thee. Come, now is the time to begin. Thou art nearing a great tribulation. Oh, where is our battleship name? Beware of the wrath of this nation, for God hath remembered thee, Spain. The New Imperialism, an excerpt by Robert Burns Wilson. Advanced on the deep and tremendous seas, our flag, imperial, flies. Over far-off lands where the stars look down from the Antipodean skies. Our colors are up, and the conquering blood of the race is aroused at last. The nation awakes with quick answering heart. We have broken at last the sequestered and gold-rimmed years from the slothful lease of a soulless peace and the net of our selfish fears. We are out of the swaddling clouds, thank God, and into the shining mail. We have taken our place in the van of the race. We have found who sees to sail. Thank you.
The store Charlie Ryan, 6th grade, away in the Navy by John Robert. Captured young ships, the Commodore hears the word. North welcome signs were seen in tears, and many a day confirmed. So up and away the squadron goes, the steam is crowded on. The ocean hounds have taken a bound to see the wily dawn. They seek him there in his endless lair, where dreams he lies secure. And little they read with the burling one, with the slide torpedoes look. Find and grapple with all they keep. They want no other trunk. Destroy or capture, enough for them, the A and Z of the art. And if you would know who told them so, you'll find from men above or below. You'll find from friend and you'll find from foes, the way they have in the navy. Clear for action the signal waves, but to cheer the men reply. Not a man or a boy from stem to stern was afraid to do and die. The mighty leaps, the squadron sweeps to the living hell of fire, and ever the foe as a tempest blows, as nigher yet and nigh. Boom roars a 13-incher now, against the riven armor plates. The Gatling joins in its searching way, and its seething hot debate. They strike, they run, they seek to save who can. The pride of Spain is under the main, and its 20 minutes span. And if you should ask how the trick was done, how the fight was ended, and how begun, you'll find in fixing just how they won. It's a way they have in need. See, they raise their signal flag to show their dire distress. How bitter indeed must be the need when fighting men confess. Lower and lower sink their ships, so stricken of lead and breath, and sun around them leap the flames in the blazing shroud of death. To rescue boys, the Commodore waves, but little need for sign. The boats shoot out like living things, the length of the Yankee lines. Round and round the boats they go, and round again, with never a care for the booty there, for their sailing lives and men. And if you should wonder why thus they go, just suffer and save the fallen foe, you'll find the men above and below. It's the way they have in need. The Regular by John Jerome Moon. A song for the regular, a song of the people's cheer. For the man in blue who's great clear through from end to end of the year. From end to end of the year he goes, with little enough for pay. Through summer heats, through wintry snows, where duty points the way. A little he cares for the cyclone's breath, but blizzards no less sweet. Content enough with his quarters rough, and never a growl at his teeth. Ready to dig or ready to die, ready to broil or freeze. So long as he knows he's giving his blows to keep the flag on the breeze. A grasp the regular, a grasp in the people's cheer. For a man in blue is very clear through from end to end of the year. When the dogs of war are out on the trail, when the foe has loosed his pack, his trusty rifle is ready then to pay him doubly back. Who meets him wherever he dares to claim a root of soil and feet, and makes him feel the might of steel from mountain crest to sea. Our hearts to the regular, our hearts to our dauntless son, who clears the way for a freeman's sway with his freeman's sword and gun. We saw him rush through tropic brush to succor a gallant wood, and well he knew when the bullets flew where the forts of Canaan stood. But who will forget the charge he made, and the vanquished foe despair, when down from the heights of San Juan he upon the Cuban plains. But who will forget the charge he made, and the vanquished foe despair, when the banner of Spain arose again, and they saw all glory.
Calvin Garrett, 6th grade, The Yankee Doodle Doodle by S. E. Kaiser. When Charlie swung his golf stick on the links, or knocked the tennis ball across the net, with his bangs done at cunning little kinks, when he wore the tall head, oh, it was a fashion then, to impale him on the pen, to regard him as being made pipe through his racket slave away, and he's roughing it today, and heroically proving that the Yankee Doodle do. When Algie, as a knight of old Bay, was the leading figure that fought us all, we loathed the part he played. We set down his monkey, that was all. Oh, we looked upon him then as a fit class of men, as one whose heart was putty and whose brains were made of gold. But he's thrown his cane away, and he grasps the gun today, while the world beholds him, knowing that the Yankee Doodle do. When Clarence cruised about upon his yacht, or drove out with his footman through the park, his mamma, who was jumping, thought ought to have him keep him dark. Oh, we ridiculed him then. We impaled him on the pen. We thought he was effeminate. We dubbed him Sissy too. But he nobly marched away. And he's eating pork today. And heroically proving that the Yankee Doodle do. How they hurled themselves against me and fro, in the jungle and the trenches on the hill. When the word to charge was given, every dude was on the go. He was there to die, to capture, or to kill. Oh, they struck their level when men were called upon again. Preserve the ancient glory of the old red, white, and blue. He's thrown his spats away, and he's wearing spurs today. And the world, please take notice that the Yankee Doodle do. The Patriot's Charge by Eugene Ware. Sons of mine, be your station proud and frugal, when your country calls her children, and you hear the blast of bugle. Don't you stop to think of Kansas, or the quota of your county. Don't you go asking questions, don't you wait for pay or bounty, but volunteer at once, and go where orders take you, and obey them to the letter, though they make you, or they break you. Hunt the flag and stay with it. Do you well hear the beam? Let the women scrape the lid, sing the dirge and chant the pain. Though the magazines and journals team, they to win persuasion, and stay at home in cowards while we take the occasion. Don't you ever dream of asking, is the war a right or wrong? You are in it, and your duty is to make the fight strong. And you stay in it till it is over, be the war a short. Make amends when war is over, then the power refuse flying. Then a fraud, do ample justice, but the flag, boys, keep it flying. If that flag goes down in ruin, then in time, without warning, turn back the dial to the night, and the world must wait tomorrow. When the Boys Come Home by John Hay. There's a happy time coming when the boys come home. There's a glorious day coming when the boys come home. We will end this dreadful story, this treason, dark and gory, and the sunburst of glory when the boys come home. The day will seem brighter when the boys come home, for our hearts will be lighter when the boys come home. Wives and sweethearts will press them in their arms and caress them and pray God to bless them when the boys come home. The thin ranks will be proudest when the boys come home, and their cheer will ring loudest when the boys come home. The full ranks will be shattered, and the bright arms will be battered, and battle standards tattered when the boys come home. Their bayonets may be rusty when the boys come home, and their uniforms dusty when the boys come home. But all shall see the traces of battles, real races, and the brown and bearded faces when the boys come home. Our love shall go to meet them when the boys come home, to bless them and to greet them when the boys come home. The fame of their endeavor, time and change shall not dissever from the nation's heart forever when the boys come home. Thank you.
Evelina Ramirez, 6th grade. The Red Cross by Adrian Army Eddy. The American Red Cross Society under Carter Barton did noble work during the Spanish American War. The nurses labored on battlefields and in hospitals to help the sick and the wounded and the sick of both armies, and to save the last moments of the day. They too have heard the drumbeat. They followed the bugle's call. These are swiftly repeated on the field of great war. When the battle wind is silent, and the echoing thunder dies, they haste to the plain of Sodom with the blood of sacrifice. The flag that floats above them is marked with a crimson sign, pledge of a great compassion and your heart divine. That once for man's redemption, the earth's complete loss. These to the field of valor, bring love and love across. And so they follow the bugle and heed the drumbeat's call. For the errand of one pain, they suffer the morning fall. The Red Cross Army Nurse by J. Edmund Vance Cooper. The praises of the admirals are ringing everywhere. The clouds of the generals are seen in the air. The men who sailed to sink their lives within the Merrimack, so dauntless that even death was fearful to attack. The harbor rings his tactics and no signal for retreat. In the rain, monster bullets, and the drench of tropic heat. The rough and ready riders and the resolute advance all make our daily records of continuous ranks. We cry them in our stories, we chant them in our verse, but let us sing a stanza for the Red Cross Army Nurse. She is in the foremost of battles, she is in the rearmost tents. She wears no weapon of attack, no armor of defense. She is braver than the bravest, she is truer than the true. She asks not if the soldiers spec for red or white or blue. She asks not if he felt beneath the yellow or red. She is mother to the wounded, she is sister to the dead. The victors, she is screaming hers, but these she does not heed. The victims moans and dying groans begin in his need. And many a suffering hero shows his blindness on curse, to smooth it to a blessing with the Red Cross Army Nurse. Oh, look on, O noble army, made and let the crown of crowns be yours. Not always shall destruction be the glory which you raise. It is coming, we are hoping on the day, when we learn the noblest action is to succor, not to slay. It is coming, we are aiding it along, when we know the feeblest nation is as potent as the strong. It is coming, we are bringing it to pass, when the ships have shed their armor and the fortresses are blessed. And till this care we wait till the armament is dispersed. Our blessings on the far floor, the Red Cross Army Nurse.
Carson Twinkle, 6th grade. Chant of the New Union by Frank L. Smith. Blood of the North to the blood of the South. Are we the same blood? Don't strike parted, one is one mother. Now, the forged fires flame with the land, waking a new love, brother to brother. The three loving cup, hand clasped in hand, bringing the same draught, both we red, shouting the same cry for drink for our union is now the same. Heart of the North to the heart of the South. We the same heart, and thirst and hunger at the same altar. We breathe the bread to break with our wine, kneeling together, chanting our psalter. All of our heroes look down from the heat, where our blood runs, their blessing is given. Sons of our union is now the same heart. Sword of the North to the sword of the South. Lift through the same sword. Thrust in our hands for the vengeance of God, prosperous halves in the battles of fight, where murder and famine and pain have triumphed. We live to annihilate righteous our might, bravery on high, heaven kissing the ground, that its flame may be seen, the faint stricken our union is now the same. Flag of the North to the flag of the South, will it be the same flag? Hallowed Star Spangled One, come here and read it. Lead us to read where the harvest is sown. Follow the stream of our classic and angel. First from its cage, 4 paintings new grown. Burden and filled to tell victory's story. Symbol of justice, symbol of glory. Pray for our union is now the same flag. Prayer of the North to the prayer of the South. May it be the same prayer. Death to oppression, support to pain. In through our vows to trail shrieks, fill the air. Chief cries that they may not our hearts drag. Sheath not but strike for a nation's despair. As the sword crosses once star soldiers pray, praise the knights of holy crusade. Pray for our union is now the same prayer. Battle Prayer by Francis H. Tabor. O God, at whose supreme behest, the clang and forming sounder cease, may we but fight that dim peace, and keep us out that once more may rest. The thought of dark avenger lair, where pride of place arrive a boast, in freedom's name, preach thou our host, and keep it, and make their motives just and keep thou our banner free from stain, it strikes thy praise with morning light. Its stars as clear and crystal bright, as those which strike by winter train. So shall our country ever be, the same as one in battle bold. She fought as giants, fought of old, but fought for peace.
I really don't think there's ever been a 6th grade class that's done so well. Sorry, upper grades, but that was kind of exhilarating, isn't it? Exhilarating to see how they go from the little ones doing their first ever to 6th grade. It's just amazing. So fantastic. And there's more tomorrow. There's more tomorrow. Hey, upper grade students, anything to say about the younger grade students? Let's hear it for them. You set a high bar for the logic and rhetoric students. I want to thank our judges, and I was also wondering, judges, would you like to say anything? You don't have to. I'm putting you on the spot, but you're welcome to.
I'm not come up there, right?
Yeah, no, you don't have.
I just come out and see the youth today. You know, I don't get around kids a whole lot, and I was highly impressed. And I don't know the future going to be have some kids there for us. We're not here anymore. My family, I appreciate one of all.
Amen to that. Thank you. Well, I think we're going to dismiss the grammar students to go back to their classes because it's almost the end of the day. And tomorrow morning we'll start with the first group